best to talk to people, how best to approach people, how best to get the best out of people. So, for example, if you are expected to pass an information to a colleague and you understand self-awareness, you understand that you are someone who can take, you have an ample amount of control over your, are you telling this? You have ample amount of control over your emotions. So, and someone lashes out on you, yeah, someone lashes out on you, you know how to take that information. And because you are self-aware and you have emotional intelligence, you know how to communicate that to someone who lacks that intelligence, emotional intelligence. You won't take that information and communicate it that way, right? So you understand the team dynamics. You know that, okay, this person is good at this person is good at this is the best time to reach out to this person for help, and then you are able to make meaningful progress in your career and in your life, right? So put another 5 minutes. So I wanted to say 10 minutes, so I did 5 minutes so that. And then we talked about, so if you understand team dynamics, it's easy for you to collaborate with people. I'll give you a clean example. Now, I'm working on a project, and then I have to work with two persons that I would easily call mentors, right? I have to work with them. And so at some point, I felt like, okay, this person wanted to just hijack the project from me. Because when I had a conversation with our boss about the project, the person said all that I have done, I should send it to this other person. So we should harmonize our plans so that we can begin to execute. So I sent my own ideas and everything to this person. This person said they're going to give me feedback on a Monday. Now it has been 2 weeks since then. I've not heard from this person, and then out of the blue, I just see a flyer comes out, and it's the project that is going to be implemented. Now, ordinarily, I'll get mad, right, and say things like, "What's your plan? Are you planning to, hijack this project and all?" But I didn't do that. What I did was to ask clarifying questions to know the actual state of things, so that I'm not assuming to my own detriment. So when I asked questions, I was able to understand that the person who is moving forward with project is not even the person, is the main boss. And so it was easy to reach out to the boss and say, okay, what are the next steps? And then I got directive on what next to do. Right? So don't just sit in the comfort of your room or in your office, wherever you are, to assume that people are out to cut you down. It's very important that you manage your emotions enough to ask clarifying questions that will help you gain clarity on what people's intentions truly are. Make sense? So that is that. So we talked about emotional intelligence already, and then we talked about problem solving and critical thinking. So the idea is, what separates a rich man from a poor man is the way they think. Now, I will tell you for free. If you are faced with a problem, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? How to tackle it? You'll be a rich person very soon. That's if you are not already a rich person. Now, most of the time, people complain. It's very easy to complain. It's very easy to lash out, right? But the most important thing is, how do we solve that problem? And it takes critical thinking to be able to solve problems. For example, you walk into a toilet, a public toilet, and you see that it is messed up. What would you normally do? You will take off. You will take off. You will leave it there, right? But see, your mind doesn't know when you are playing or when you are joking or when you are serious, right? Your mind learns from the experiences that you are getting. And trust me, if you do that consistently for the next 5 years, it will get to a time where you have to make a decision that will change your life. Your mind will automatically replay your decisions for the past 5 years. So if you have always been someone that runs away from a problem, when you face a problem that is it looks like a problem, but it's an opportunity for you to make progress in your career, you will run away. So that's how people become poor. And so they do that for 10, 20, 30, 60 years, and they ask themselves, oh wow, they did not plan it. They just kept running away from problems. And the good thing about problems is that it does a lot of things to you. Number one, it puts your mind in such a way that every time you now face a problem, you're already thinking of a solution. And because you're already thinking of a solution, it stands you out. Because in the midst of 10 persons, you always find that the majority are people who are not, they don't want stress. Gen Z. I beg, I don't want, sorry for Gen Z, but we are going to be calling Gen Z out. Because I'm not doing that to beat you down, but I'm doing that so that you consciously say to yourself that okay, I want to change this. Because even the workspace now, they are designing policies to make there's bed in the office, you can lie down if you are tired. Like if you want to make people who you are admiring who are up there, they are making hard decisions to be there. It's not joke, it's not beans and gari, it's hard work. Hard work. Our fathers did hard work. Now we can do hard work and smart work because we have digital tools, right? So those are the kind of things you want to think about. Critical thinking. How do I think of solutions when I come to a place and everywhere feels is in disarray? What kind of thinking should I have to be able to contribute to the solution? If not solve the entire problem, but at least contribute to the solution. So that's what problem solving and critical thinking does for you, and it's something to practice. Now, all of these skills require you to practice it. Now, how do you practice it? One day I showed up at the office and our toilet that serves that particular floor was messed up. So when I used that example, I used it because it was a learning experience for me, right? I saw that the toilet was messed up. Ordinarily, I'm not the one to do it. We have cleaners that would have easily said, can you go downstairs, get water, and do that kind of thing. But nobody was around at the time. And it would be a safe option to just say, okay, close the toilet. When these people come, give them the directive to clean it, right? But I thought about it. I said, how did I feel when I walked into this toilet? I felt bad. Like I needed to use the toilet. And then I got to this place, messed up. So I thought about it. If another person now comes and maybe their own, issue is even worse than my own, and they really need to use the toilet immediately, how would they feel if they open this toilet and see it messed up? Do you understand? So that's how I thought about it. And then I just said, okay, since nobody's around, I just went downstairs, took bucket, fetched water from the tap, came up and flushed the toilet, and then sprayed the air freshener. Now, when I was done, and I caught myself thinking, I was like, this is actually a learning experience right now, because not everybody will do this. It takes a quality of person to do this kind of a thing, right? And the idea is that the opportunities you are looking for are available to a certain kind of person. And to access those opportunities, you must do what? You must do what? You must do what? You're not following my train of thought. I said the opportunities that you are looking for are available to a certain kind of person. To access those opportunities, you must, don't be, this is not Unibank class. Say it. You must become, I've had become for you now. You must become, somebody say you must become what? You must become the kind of person. It's simple now. I know you did English in school. I said, GST, you did GST, you did not do English. So, I said opportunities that you're looking for are available to a kind of person. So you must become that kind of person to access those opportunities, right? Both in the way you think, in the way you talk, in the way you carry yourself, in the kind of conversations you are seen in, right? In the kind of places you are found, in the kind of places that you love to go, in the kind of books that you are reading, the kind of things you are listening to. All of those things come together. The extra 5 minutes I'm not there. The extra 5 minutes. Oh, and you didn't say. So that's basically all. We did time management, yeah, and there are different tools that you can use for time management. Like we just set a timer now for this one, and then we did adaptability and resilience, framing your failures, framing your challenges, right? Yeah, two persons can go through it to a similar challenge, and their interpretation of that challenge will be entirely different. Why? Because of the way they think and the way they frame, you know, the things that they go through. Somebody, two persons, two young ladies are raped, right? One person decides that she wants to go on sleeping with any man that she sees. Another person decides that she wants to start an organization that would help rape victims. Two different perspectives, right? Two different perspectives, the same experience. So you need to sit down with yourself and think critically about what you've experienced. Because even that experience has come to shape you into a kind of person. And it's that kind of person that would have those kind of opportunities that are available. For example, if that young lady decides to start, um, and if you're here, you have experienced that kind of, I empathize with you. It's not an experience to go through. If that young lady has decided to start an organization, because she had made the decision to start an organization, she's going to begin to learn skills that are related to those kind of things. And she's going to become a person that can access the funding that is available for those kind of projects. Do you understand? But the other person will never access those kind of funding because that person has not become the kind of person that can access those kind of funding. So that's how life is, right? So let's learn how to frame our experiences. When you're having a hard time communicating with someone, when you're meeting someone for the first time, when you know all of that, think critically about your experiences and redesign it in such a way that it serves your purpose. It serves your purpose. And I'll tell you a story before we move into the class for today. I was in secondary school and let me pass. Sorry. I was in secondary school in 100 level. No, I was like in my family. My ajebo was very high. I was a very high ajebo in my family because I was born in a very good time. And then I was going to leave for secondary school. And my mom told me to carry Gary, boarding school. Yeah, she carry Gary, GSS Buhari, Abuja. I said no, I cannot drink Gary. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So I went to school. That Gary finished the first day. I was not the one that drank it. The Gary finished the first day I stepped my feet in school. This one will just come, oh my God, how you doing now? I beg, I get one cup now. I say, hey, take, 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 take. By the end of that week, I was looking for Gary to drink. It was not funny. So it was a very devastating experience. 100 level, I told myself that, I said 100, just one, I told myself that just 2, I will not come back. Just 2, I told myself that just 3, I will not come back. Just 3, I told myself that just 1, I will not come back. Both the punishment, the flogging, the beating, the humiliation, the hunger, they serving us too much in kafa, serving us all those things, and I do not like to eat those things. I just like my rice, my indomie, my spaghetti, you know. But boarding school shaped me in the most profound way. And so in SS3, I was supposed to come back for SS3. I said, if I reach SS3 like this, I will not wear mufti. I will not wear a uniform. It's mufti I'll be wearing. Because that was like that's what every SS2, every GS1 to SS2 student are looking forward to being in SS3. When you will come to school, they will not have to wear uniform. Only for me, I just packed my bag full of mufti. I was going to school. And I got to the junction. I saw someone who was coming back. He said they have changed our principal. Hey, I said, change what? Well, he said they have changed our principal. And there is no mufti. You cannot wear mufti. That they see mufti, they will just burn it there at the gate. So that was how I did not go to school again. My WAEC fee, I gave it to one of my friends. He's late now. He used the money to flex. I did not know I WAEC in SS3. And why am I saying this? My set were going to university, right? They were going to the university, and I was at that time I used to take money from the house. When I say take money, you know what I mean? I used to take money from the house and go to the cyber cafe to just sit down because I was so intrigued by computer. That was in around 2019, 2018, 2019. I was so intrigued. Did I say 2019, 20? Sorry, I meant 2009, 2008. I was intrigued by computers, so I would take money, go to cyber cafe, I would stay for morning. I'm not eating. It's when they come and say, "You want to log this place to?" I'll now stop by one Mishai and buy something I eat before going home. So that was my life. And my mates will come to the cyber cafe to do their online registration. They are going to the university. I was just there. I've not written WAEC and all of that. So that period, I became very timid. I became someone who my self-esteem was destroyed. Right? I stayed at home. I ended up staying at home for like 2 years. Of course, I wrote WAEC in 2010. The WAEC I wrote in 2010, I got all my scores, but my maths was D7. So there's no way my dad wanted me to study English and literature. Economics. Now, that was my experience. Now, I had people who had even similar experiences who to date they have not progressed. They did not move forward with school. They just decided to start a business. And because of the knowledge that is available to them, they are really not doing well in that business today. Do you understand? But I stayed at home. I did I did the ND because there was a school that was willing to give me admission without my maths. I did ND mass communication, and when I was done, I came to Benin. I was going to Boiling Point tutorials because God had told me that I was going to write WAEC again, write JAMB again, and gain admission to University of Benin. I did not know how that was going to be possible, but it happened. And the reason why I'm telling you this story, how many of you can still remember the reason? We are just enjoying the story. Is that framing your challenges? Now, out of all of these things, when I got to the university, that period of time that I stayed at home that felt like was the time that was my lowest in life, right? That period prepared me for the things that I'm doing now. Because by the time I got into the university, I was volunteering. And some of the things I learned during that period was standing me out. Somebody would reach out to me. I was already earning on campus, as in I was living well. Of course, there were times where, but I had opportunities back to back. I even had opportunities that I was even recommending other people for, right? Because of a time that at that time, it was the lowest of my life. But now, it seemed that like that period prepared me for the things I'm doing. So when you are going through a challenge, really think about it, right? Really think about it. So there is adapting and there is resilience, right? With the ability to pull through a difficult situation and to take the learnings that you take from that situation and become a better person as you move forward. Make sense? Now let's talk about, so those that joined us today for the first time, yeah, you are with us now, right? Awesome. Miracle. Miracle, how are you doing? So everybody, this is Miracle. Miracle is one of my team members. She's here with us. She has graduated. She's a UI UX designer, but she came to learn. You're not seeing her. You want to see her? Oh, you see her after the class. Anyways, so today we are going to run through CV writing, personal branding, portfolio creation, interview skills. Oh, Father Lord. We're going to do a lot. But let's talk about CV and then portfolio so that we just wrap that once. Now, your CV is not a document where you put your date of birth, your local government of origin, you are the firstborn of 6 children. It's not where to put your sex, that you are male or you are female. It's not. There are some CVs that you should not put your passport or your picture. If you are creating a portfolio, that's okay, but not for a CV. Right? Now, I'll tell you why I said all of this. There's what they call there's a way to call it, but it's about by controlling the bias of the people who are going to be looking at your document. For example, if you're a Christian and you put on your CV, I'm a Christian, and perchance is a Muslim that is reviewing your CV, right? And maybe in your CV, you are just the way you are talking about your Christianity, that first summary, executive summary of your CV. You say, I'm a born again Christian with, and then it's a Muslim that is reviewing your CV. So those are the kind of biases that you want to avoid, right? When you create your CV, you don't want someone to look at your CV and have a bias for whether you should be selected or whether you should not be selected, right? So you take off all of that. A CV should ordinarily have your name, your address, your phone number, your email, and if you are very sophisticated, which I think you should be, it doesn't take much to be. You have your LinkedIn URL. So that's why I said everybody should create what? A LinkedIn profile. And I'll tell you why a LinkedIn is very, very amazing. I had one of my interviews on LinkedIn. The person was interviewing me and was looking at my LinkedIn page. Was not looking at my CV. I started working after how many weeks before she even went to my CV and saw that I knew how to use Canva. She was like, "Oh, you know how to use Canva." That's how I knew that she did not look at the CV before. Right? And the good thing about your LinkedIn account or your LinkedIn page is that it houses that if you're like me, everything I do, I make sure that I write about it and put it on my LinkedIn. Then after I put it on my LinkedIn, then I can say, okay, let me put on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and all of those other places. Because LinkedIn is specifically for that purpose. Somebody can go on your LinkedIn and see the progression of your career and the set of skills that you've learned along the way. That's the idea. And you can even go as far as downloading your LinkedIn page, and it will download as a PDF, as a CV. Right? Maybe during the course of the training, I'll show you how that can be done. So that's that for CV. Another thing you should also take note is using keywords that are related to your niche. For example, the last class I asked, I said, I don't think it's this class. I said, what's the difference between a CV and a resume? Can somebody tell us? CV and I know you're in that class. CV and a resume. Can anybody tell us? So I'll just answer quickly. Some people are just excited. You're not asking. So a CV is basically your curriculum vitae, houses everything that you have done, every work you have done, every job you've done, every opportunity, every award, every fellowship, every academic certification, every professional. It houses everything. But a resume is more job specific. For example, if somebody says send me your resume, what they sometimes when they even say send me your CV, except they are trying to consider you for maybe to be a member of a board of a trustee or advisory committee, all of those things that doesn't require specific, they just need a collection of different experiences. Except that when they ask you for your CV, when you apply for a job, they actually need a resume. And the difference between a CV and a resume is that a resume is job specific. For example, if you have been a chef in maybe 2 years ago, and now you are applying to be an accountant, the only way you can put that your experience as a chef in that CV is if when you were a chef you did a bit of accounting. So you are going to put something like chef. Somebody give me a name of a brand for chef. Okay, lead chef. um, Nadia Bakery, Nadia Bakery, 2021 to 2022. Then under the specific things or roles or contributions that you made, you cannot say developed an accounting process that led to accounting for 80% of losses in the previous. You know what I mean, right? So you put your specific contributions must relate to the current job that you are applying for. So that's why it's a resume. Ordinarily, you should just have experiences that are in tandem with the opportunity that you are applying for. So if you are applying for to be an accountant, you tell us of a time that you were maybe in. Okay, we'll talk about that. You should tell us when you were an accountant in your previous work, or what they call a bookkeeping. You did a bit of bookkeeping, or you studied accounting in school. So everything relating to accounting. So you should also use keywords. What are the keywords that are related to accounting? Think about it. You can ask ChatGPT to give you keywords. Another thing is, what are the tools that are related to accounting? You should highlight it. Okay, I know how to use Excel sheets. I know how to highlight it. What are the skill sets? All of those things, right? You put into your resume. Now, some persons would say, I don't have an experience. Do you know why? Because you think that maybe that small role that you played in your church as the coordinator of picnic, you think it's not experience. It's actually an experience. It's only that in this part of the world we don't really appreciate volunteering experiences. Abroad, your volunteering experiences hold more weight than your paid experiences, because they feel like if somebody can go out of their way to, they understand all these virtues. Only here that we are suspecting everybody. Right? So let's really think about it. There are experiences you currently have. You have helped mother with bookkeeping in her shop. You have work. Is how you talk about it. You will see some people talk about some things, and when they really break it down, you see that it's a janitor that the person is trying to explain. But the way we talk about it, even you, someone was telling us how to craft, a resume. I was saying something like, I spearheaded the brainstorming session for a top priority organization, blah, blah, blah. What they say is that they gathered people and put in a WhatsApp group and did meeting, WhatsApp call, and generated ideas. But see the way they talked about it, you will read that CV and feel that, okay, this person should be maybe a press secretary or executive, something. It's how you frame it. So that's for CV. Your portfolio is basically a document that houses all the things that you've done relating to a particular skill or relating to a particular, creative venture. For example, if you're a content writer, you should have a portfolio with links to all the articles that you've contributed on, all the content you've created, or your blog, or whatever. And if you are a graphic designer, of course, you should have a one-page website or a Google Drive where people can just go and see all of the works that you've done. If you are a UI UX designer, you should have the same. If you are a videographer, you should have the same. If you are, do you understand? And another thing you can do, you can have a PDF that summarizes some of the projects you've worked on. You may not have all the works you've worked on that PDF, but you can summarize it, highlight key ones, and then put a link that leads them to a different place. Usually that link can lead them to your LinkedIn or can link them to a one-page website. And there are different tools that you can use to create a free one-page website. There's Linktree. There was one time, there was this one. There's this free one that they did that is no longer existing. But there's Linktree. Linktree is spelled linktr.ee. Link, then tr.ee. So you can create portfolios with that. There are so many other ways you can create. You can use PDF. It's also fine, right? It's also fine. But the thing with PDF is that if you have your portfolio link, it's easy to just send someone just to send me a portfolio. You just type the link and give them. Once they send me a portfolio, you're not looking for the document where it is on your phone, right? It takes a lot of time. Then you can take out your phone. Let me give you my own link to go and look at. Somebody should take out their phone. linktr.ee/Andrew Igbineweka. So, for example, the reason why this is important is that even if you are starting your brand, for example, you are starting your brand now and you don't have what it takes to afford a website, right? You should have see, when people are having conversations with you and you are saying things like, they ask you for a portfolio, for example, you say things like, I don't have money to create a website or a portfolio, that's why I don't have a portfolio. It shows that you are not resourceful, because there are free tools out there that you can actually use to create your portfolio. That's why I'm sharing all of this. So I expect that by the end of this class, right, you decide for yourself that you want to curate, even from now moving forward, decide that you want to curate your own portfolio. And how do you curate your portfolio? If there are projects you've worked on before, awesome, just get the materials, put them together. If there are articles you've written before, get them together, put them together, and create a one page with this tool that I just gave you. Has anybody opened it? Let me see. Has anybody opened it? Okay, let me see. Can you see? Okay. So see what it looks like. I'll just take it close to you so you just see. This is what it looks like. Andrew Igbineweka Education, a digital learning designer with over 5 years experience in youth development. You see some of the things that I've done. This is my Instagram page. Some of the things that I do. And you see a link to my book. You see a link to book a clarity call. You see my picture there. And don't say I cannot create it. You can actually Linktree, yes. Linktree. linktr.ee/Andrew Igbineweka. Andrew Igbineweka. Right? You can create a portfolio. See, if 5 persons go in to pitch for a job and you are the only one that has something like this that they can look at, what do you think that will do for you? It will stand you out. It will stand you out. Can you shift it? I'm going to ask you a question. It will stand you out. So it's very important. Make sure I'm seeing everybody in my class. So that the ones that are not paying attention, I will ask you to stand up. So we've talked about CV, we've talked about portfolio. So I'm going to be wrapping up shortly. Now let's talk about interview. I think we already touched it the last time, yes? Did we touch interview the last time? Now an interview is an opportunity for the organization to decide whether you are the right fit for the job. It is also an opportunity for you to decide whether the organization is the right organization for you. It's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. It's like when you go out on a date. You go out on a date, that's if you are really doing it well. You go out on a date to discover the things, the values of this other person that aligns with your own value. It's not like these days now that God help us. Let's not go there because we go there now. We might not finish this class. Nowadays, you go on a date. It's not about value alignment. It's about other things. Aesthetics, venza, hunger. Right now, this is why this is important. So this is why soft skills is important. Right? It is important for you to understand yourself, know yourself, self-awareness, right? Know yourself, know areas that you need to improve on, and then begin to work on those areas. Because an employer who wants to employ you can easily tell when somebody is timid or when somebody is shy. Even if you have the skills, even if you have the skills or you have the knowledge for that particular role, but because you are not able to communicate effectively, empathize effectively, when you are talking, people can tell whether you are empathetic. There's someone that will hold this mic now, when they are talking, you'll just be feeling bad. They'll be insulting you. Have you ever sat in maybe an event and there's a comedian that is on stage? Two comedians. One comes on stage and is talking, and you just feel like let them remove this guy. You just come and be insulting everybody. What's the meaning of that? Even if it's joke. At least when you are joking, there's a way to joke. Like you'll be having those conversations with yourself, and then another person comes on, the person is really insulting you, right? But the way he's insulting you, you are liking it. So think about it. Why is it like that? That some people say, this is how I am, this is how I am. That's a lie. You know that person when they gave birth to you. So you can be better. Hit your chest, say I can be better. I can be better. So commit to being better. Now I asked you a question the last class. I said, what are you passionate about? Has anybody answered that question since our last class? If you are here, you've answered that question, raise up your hand. I need two persons to stand up quickly and tell us, what are you passionate about? Where's our classmate? Where's our classmate? Wait, before you talk, remember the way I explained it to you. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Anointing. Speaking of what I'm passionate about. So, I'm going to start with a big part. I'm passionate about education. Right? Technology. Because personally for me, I believe there's no point knowing and then not able to teach.
Okay.
So if I know it and I'm able to teach it, I also might know it. So I always want to, and I always like to see people around me progress. So when I
wait. when you started talking, right? The last thing you said now was what I was waiting for. So when they ask you what are you passionate about, tell us what you are passionate about and tell us why. Don't try to explain any other thing because it is how your interviewer is wired to think. You don't just tell us that I want to raise $1 million or I want to raise $1 million to empower 500 girls to be able to learn XYZ skills. What we connect with, what the people who are going to give you that money, what they connect with is not what you want to do, it's why you want to do what you want to do. And there's, if you have a story to tell that houses that, fantastic, but don't never try to explain your passion. Do you understand? You did fantastic, but you are answering the question like a university student. They ask you what is, no, remain standing. They ask you what is education. Now this is what happened to you. And I'm telling you because it happens to me too, right? It's not like you are I'm far removed from the conversation. So when they ask you what is education, you know that the definition is simple. It's a simple definition. But something tells you that no, now it cannot be this simple. It should be put this, and when you do all of that, the essence of the definition is lost. And so the person who's reading it is distracted by the other things that you've added. And so somebody who's supposed to score 10 scores 2 and is wondering, after all this is why I download. So he started by telling us that he's passionate about helping people, right? And then he moved from there to tell us that he's passionate about education. And he moved from there to tell us that he's someone that he likes, he believes that when he knows something, he should be able to pass it across. Because if he's not able to pass it across, it means he doesn't know it. And then he moves from there and tells us that the reason why, that's the main reason why he likes to help people through education, is that he likes to see people improve the quality of their life. That's the most important thing. Tell us, I like to help people by exposing them to maybe educational programs that helps them to learn the skills to improve the quality of their life. Makes sense? So I've helped him to refine his. You know why it was easy for me to help him? Because I'm also passionate about education, right? I love to what I've done all my life, right? And the reason why I do all that I do is because I saw how that education took me from a timid person, a shy person, a person with low self-esteem, took me from all of that and made me this person that's able to stand in front of you. And so I want to create that kind of experience for anybody I meet. And if I had given the mic to Miracle, where are you? Okay, she stepped out. If I give the mic to Miracle, Miracle will tell you, we've been working for the past 4-5 years, and that has been what we've been doing. All the different things we've been doing. Any program I create, any work I work, any organization I work with, if that is not at the core, I cannot stay in that organization for long. Thank you very much. Put your hands together for them. Now, because of time, we'll not take the next person. We'll just quickly talk about career planning, career mapping, and planning for a wrap up. We'll wrap up now. I already gave you this one. So we'll talk about networking and then we'll talk about career planning. So this part, I'm very much excited about it because it's something I can put my phone inside my pocket and talk about. Of course, I can put my phone in my pocket and talk about anything. But now let me give you a hack for career planning. So if you're a young person here, of course you're learning, this is photography. You're learning photography, it's fine. Now, what is it? Maybe you're not clear on what you are passionate about, but there's no way you're not clear on why you are learning photography. You know why you are learning photography. So ask yourself, what kind of jobs do I want to do with photography? Some of you, even you just learn this photography, but you're not going to really do photography like full time. you are going to get another job, and your knowledge in photography is going to be an additional value to that job that you are doing. For me, I know I did a bit of photography way back. I used to go to events, cover events, and edit pictures and do all of those things. Today, I'm not a photographer. I'm not here as a facilitator of photography, right? But when I give someone my phone to take a picture, and they take a picture, I know that the person did not try. I did mass communication, I did journalism, right? So in mass communication, there's photography, there's videography, there's so many things in that. So because of that knowledge, if I'm working as a communications executive and a team member takes a picture, I can tell them that no, I need a close-up shot, or I need a portrait shot, I need a landscape shot, or I need this, I need that, or I need enough space, head space. Do you understand? Those kind of conversations. I can have those kind of conversations with someone who is an expert. So it makes me a robust communication executive. Now, for your career planning, what you want to do is, I will easily just tell you, go online, find a job that you think you will do in the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Find a job. Look at the requirements. They are online. Just Google, for example, communications executive. You'll find the job description. The job description is basically telling you the things that the knowledge you should have, the skills you should have, the certifications you should have to be able to land a job as a communications executive. So where you are right now, you should now look at that thing and itemize, take a list of everything and tick off the ones that you already have. Okay, you know how to speak, you tick it. You know how to empathize, tick it. You know how to write, but you need to you need to have proof of work, tick it. Then the ones that you don't know how to do, you don't know how to use Excel, go and learn it. You don't know how to use social media tools, go and learn it. So you not tell yourself, okay, I give myself this period of time, set a smart goal. I give myself this period of time to learn all of these skills. Another thing is you should know how to use tools that people who work remotely use. Slack, Discord, ASAP, and Notion. You should know how to use these tools. Some of you don't know how to do a Zoom call. If you can do a Zoom call, raise up your hand. If you have ever done a Zoom call, let me say you can do a Zoom call. Because that one you cannot measure that one. If you have ever done a Zoom call, raise up your hand. You see, not everybody. If you have ever used Google Meet, raise up your hand. Oh, people are more familiar with that. If you know how to manage WhatsApp group, raise up your hand. It's not normal thing. If you know how to run Instagram account, raise up your hand. You see, Instagram everybody is using. I never, in COVID period, I was teaching somebody how to create highlights on Instagram. I was charging well. That the highlight just came out. And me, the good thing about me, that's why I said, I'm a very resourceful person. I will go and learn it, even though I don't need it. I'll just learn it and keep. Because I know that there's this ideology I have. I say that desire is proof of direction. So if I see something that there's something that is inside of me that is telling me, learn this thing. I will go, even if I don't see readily now how it is going to contribute to the work I'm doing currently, I will go and learn it. And 80% of the time, by the time I'm speaking to someone or I'm in a meeting or someone is talking to me about the problem they have, it is that thing that I learned that becomes a solution to them. That's how I get jobs. That's how I get jobs, right? So let's talk about networking as a wrap up. What is networking? Somebody quickly. So what did I say about career mapping or career planning? Find a job description of the job that you want to do. Learn all the things that is required to do that job. You can do that for 5 different kinds of jobs so you can be versatile. So as you not be somebody like you can be like me now. I have like different jobs that I'm earning from. Some of the skills are related, some of them are not. So as an instructional designer, the skills I need for instructional design, I may not need it as a youth engagement and learning officer. because that one is more of standing like this to talk to you, right? So someone should tell us what is networking. No worry, I'm done. Networking. Networking. Okay, I told somebody I was going to give her the mic to answer. And she looked at me and looked away. What a good way to tell me that you are ready to answer my question. Thank you, man. If you had looked at me and you don't move your eye, I would have given to another person. No, sit, sit.
Networking is the process of meeting new people,
Okay.
telling them about your business or
The things that you do. Okay. So we are going to use that definition now to teach this method so that you never forget it. That's one definition.
networking is about, to me, I think it's about connecting with people more than introducing your business, sort of, because,
Have you been in my class before? Okay. Go ahead.
okay, because most of the time people might not be interested in what you do, or at some point when they get to know you, they are more interested because they understand your
She's hitting all the
business
right
than
nails, Abby. Miracle. She's hitting all the the way you are smiling. Okay, so we take the two definitions. One says that networking is about meeting people and getting them to know what you do, your business, and all of that. And the other person is saying, I don't think it's about getting people to know your business because sometimes when you meet people, they are not really interested in your business, but as they get to know you, they become interested, and then you can now do business. Two fantastic definitions, and the both of them are correct. Networking is about building mutually beneficial relationship. Mutually beneficial relationship. So the relationship is beneficial to Mr. A as well as Mr. B. But here is the dynamics of this relationship. Because I say it's a two-way street, you don't decide for the other person when they begin to travel on that street. You can only decide for yourself. So this is what I mean. You can only decide for yourself when you want to begin to contribute value to that relationship. You cannot decide for the other person because it's not a transactional relationship, even if we say it is mutually beneficial. It's not, Alpha, I want to help you manage your social media. You can help me do my assignments. That's not what networking is. So the idea is if you have given value enough, at some point people would want to reciprocate the same gesture to you. And that's how I've gotten all my jobs. And I'll give you an example. I started this thing that I do where I gather top executives in a particular city and then I organize a networking salon. So I have this thing I do called the networking salon. The purpose of the networking salon is to bring people who are mentors, top executives, bring them together, they brainstorm, people share their the challenges they are facing in their businesses. We brainstorm, so provide solution. We eat, we talk, we have fun, and then we go. That's what we do. So we do it like sometimes we do it once in a year, sometimes twice in a year. We're having the next one on the 1st of December. Now, when we come for that conversation, what we normally do is there are some persons that you're going to be meeting for the first time. There are some persons you're going to be meeting for the first time. It's not You're not going to be introducing yourself and saying, "Hi, my name is I do this." You're going to be shaking them and say, hope you're having a good time. Yes, I'm having a good time. Because that will lead to another conversation. The idea is that when people know, like, and trust you, they are able to do business with you. Your responsibility is to provide information that will get people to know you, like you, enough to trust you to do business with you. That's what networking is about. And usually, when you introduce yourself and say, "Hey, my name is," you have lost that person. So, in some cases, sometimes just relax. Hello, how you doing? I love this your shirt. Is there a way I can get one? From that, the person starts to tell you about how they got the shirt 5 years ago, blah 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 blah. So they tell you. So with that information, you can tell the quality of person that person is. You can tell whether this person is a good person. because he will tell you some of his interaction with other people, and then you see how he treated the other person, and then you can know, okay, this person is a nice person. Even from some of you, I asked you in the beginning of this class, I said, do you think I'm a confident speaker? He said what? Yes. Why? Because of all I've been saying and how I've been saying all I've been saying. I did not come here in the beginning to tell you that I want you to sign up for my business. I didn't do that. But I've had people from here who have reached out to me and said, sir, I want to work with you one on one. Like I said in our first class, I said, learn how to communicate in such a way that you are selling, but you are not actually selling. But what you are doing is you are providing information that will help the other person decide whether or not they want to continue the conversation after today. Any questions? I'll take just two questions. If you have a question, raise up your hand. If you don't have a question, so that means I did not really teach well. Did I teach well? Huh? I taught well. But someone should ask a question. If I taught well, someone should have a question. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. If you have not followed me on Instagram or on Facebook or on LinkedIn, go and do so. I'll randomly pick someone and give them a copy of my book, The 10 Commandments of Networking. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together to make welcome our project coordinator, Mr. Steve.
Good morning, everybody. How are we?
What's the time?
How are we? That phone, or why? How do you pronounce that?
Don't choke. 10 minutes. Hawaii. Okay.
Somebody else, pronounce it for us.
Hawaii.
Wow. Let's tell you what.
Have we met before?
Very first time. No, I tell you.
You're sure we've not met before? Where do you worship?
Huawei.
Voltage. Are you sure we have not met?
Well, that's what you guys around.
That's sure. That's
I'm
sure.
sure we are.
That's sure. I've been to Voltage.
Photography class, right?
I know Kelvin. You know
So
Kelvin.
we are going to start photography class now.
You know
And we are so aware that
this lady that has long hair, fair lady. I forgot her name. She was formerly in JCI. She works as personal assistant to Mama. I was also in. Huh? With Juno. I also worked as protocol officer for Refresh. So you say I've not seen you before. At where? Specifically.
We also mentioned that
Okay. God, what's her name? Elizabeth what? Oh, Shakir.
So it's a win-win situation, okay? So now,
How did you feel?
in summary, what the Visual Create Project 1.0 is set to achieve is to have 1,000 young persons in the country have visual literacy. Visual literacy is not a solution.
How do you feel about
to visual
speaking?
impairments. No.
I see that you are very good at speaking.
Not exactly.
Not exactly, but you did well. Fantastic. Like you should even, I think you should do it more often so that you refine, get better.
That this photo, this video, this picture is of high quality.
I wanted to ask you a
You
question.
see some videos now, you'll be so happy that this video is so
You are
nice.
lucky.
I've seen videos on Instagram that folks say this video is so
Hey, you say you are in this Benin.
but for me,
Eh? You are in this Benin.
because I don't my eyes to see
Yeah, on and off. Okay, where do you go?
format that should be represented. So that is what this project is set to achieve. That is why the process
Visitor. Okay.
involves courses that are visual related. What is the first one? Photography. Photography. In training like this,
And for the next 3 months, it's going to be for internship and IT placement. Plan before that it's going to be reservation for visual placement. I say visual, don't carry my head. Virtual placement, whereby you'll be sent to virtual organizations online to do IT for them. Yeah. But now a new standard was set some days back when they called us from Abuja that there is no room for virtual placements. So it's going to be physical placement. It's going to be sent to physical organizations for your IT. Okay? The reason for this is not because I want to stress you. It is because apart from learning and executing the tasks that are associated with the digital skill you are acquiring, how you carry out these practices will also be graded. For example, I mentioned something in the last class to the UI UX participants. I told them, if you are working, I've edited a video for 9 hours straight before. And when I stood up, you know what can happen now? When you manipulate yourself, all your joints, everything was sight. As for me, every joint you can think of in your body, any joint in your body you can think of, in my body, all of them sides, they make noise. Is it fingers, is it waist, is it knee, is it ankle, anything you can think of that is a joint in my body, all of them sides. There was a day I did my head like this. The sound was crack, 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 crack. You know my dad told me? My dad has always seen me do this. The next thing he said was, one day you will just roll do your neck, your head will not pull, you're the roll. So if that will not be your case, don't be like me, please. What you should do is, while you are working, there is need for you to give yourself a break in between. Because digital skill involve you engaging with a computer for hours. We would also recommend that you get glasses, not because you have myopia, hypermetropia. Which other, I'm feeling intelligent right now. Which other eye defect do you know? That's the only thing I can remember. Don't worry, it's okay, it's okay. So it's not about the defect of your eyes, no. There are specified glasses that is recommended for persons who are engaging with systems and phones every now and then. So if all of us are so attached to our Android and iOS phones, it means that we all need these glasses. Who knows what this type of glass is called? You say what? Anti-Stephanie? Okay, anti-Blu-ray. Okay. You are correct. But me, I just call it 2 words. Blue coats. So glasses that has the potential to help you block blue rays of light to enter your eyes. They are the best recommended for persons who are constantly engaged with screens, either phones or laptop. So these and more are some of the things you'll be graded on. How you work with team members while you are carrying out a particular photography function. Photographer and videographer, they fight for events sometimes. Yes, I'm telling the truth. So teamwork and several other professional standards are going to be graded. That is why you have to be placed on physical internship. It's not about doing the work effectively. It's about processes with which you will adopt to carry out that work and do it effectively. Do we appreciate this? So these and more are some of the things we'll be getting. So I want to bring on stage photography trainer. It's no other person. Then, what I call him, I've gossiped about him before, but I've not told him. I told my guy that I said this guy is just too intelligent. He's just too the kind of things he posts on his status. I'm like, he knows everything. When I was in school, I used to tell people education is knowing everything about something and knowing something about everything. I'm a videographer and a video editor, but I can bet you I know something about everything you can bring up as a topic right now. There's no time for us to try it. We'll try it some other time. Not matter how you want for. So if you say you are something, know everything about that thing, and know something about every other thing that relates to life and survival. Music, politics, know something about them. Is that okay? So I make welcome Mr. Roadless. Jump your hands together for him, please. Thank you.